Hello, Krista here, and today I'm going to go over how to tame and use the Hyneria from Prehistoric Beasts. This is a large, perplexing fish that you will find at the bottom of the sea. The normal variant spawns on the island, the center, Ragnarok, Belguro, Crystal Isles, while the X variant will of course spawn within the ocean biome on Genesis. For the first time ever, we also have a specific variant for a modded map, the Sunken World. It's our pleasure to announce the Sunken variant of Hyneria. Now, at the time of making this video, we are experiencing issues getting the spawns to work in the dev kit. You can, however, modify your game.ini setting to add them to the Sunken World. The code to do so will be listed in the description of the video and on the Steam mod guide. Hyneria is monstrous in size. Despite its large size, these guys prefer to swim in the depths unbothered. The only things it has a taste for is ammonite, and anything under the ammonite rage bile effect. In order to tame this beast, you will need to craft some Sea King kibble for max effectiveness and passively feed it to Hyneria. It can also accept ammonite bile and biotoxin as a taming food, but they will not give you that perfect taming effectiveness. You can craft the Sea King kibble inside your inventory with 75 cooked prime fish meat, 5 Basilosaurus blubber, and 25 ammonite bile, as well as 3 regular kibble. Its saddle is available at level 72 and requires 40 engram points. To craft it, you will need 140 cementing paste, 300 fiber, 500 hide, 600 metal ingots, and 250 silica pearls. As with the other creatures, when you kill a wild Hyneria, you have a very small chance of receiving a saddle blueprint or chibi pet. So now that you've tamed your Hyneria, what can you do with it? It has a wide variety of attacks and even can go on land for a short period of time. In the water, you can bite with left click, and right click has 2 different abilities. The primary one allows you to stun creatures with a drag weight of 250 or less, and Basilosaurus with a headbutt attack. If you successfully stun a creature, you unlock the ability to use a secondary right click attack, which is a devastating tail smack. The C key allows you to bellow, which functions as a way to exit Hyneria's relaxed state. The X and left control keys are useful after feeding your tamed Hyneria one of the 4 specific items to fill up its toxic waste meter. Ammonite bile will be your best option to fill the meter, followed by giant bee honey, then biotoxin, and finally organic polymer. In order to use the X attack, you will need to have at least 35% of your meter filled, as this is what it costs for each attack. This ability is useful for getting out of sticky situations, as the vomit poisons and slows down your enemies. It is highly recommended that if you attack a wild Hyneria, that you should wear a gas mask or have some high fortitude to prevent being knocked out from torpor. The left control attack requires at least 15% of the meter to use, and is a toxic ball projectile similar to a basilisk. There is a 10-second cooldown to use this attack. Space allows Hyneria to dash forward quickly to get away from enemies, at the cost of some stamina. Now that we've covered its abilities in the water, let's talk about what it can do on land. First, since wild Hyneria spawn deep in the ocean, they will have a similar death requirement as the Mosasaurus, so you'll never see a wild one reach land. Once tamed, however, you can leave the water for a short period of time before receiving a drying up debuff. This debuff will drain your health, and Hyneria receives an additional 30% damage, so you won't die quickly, but it's recommended to only stay on land for a short period of time. Its land controls are quite simple. Left click is a bite, and right click allows Hyneria to grab small creatures, again with a drag weight of 250 or less. If a creature has a larger drag weight than 250, this attack becomes a mega bite. Once you have grabbed a creature, you then can look left or right, and then press right click again in order to throw them. Or, if you grab a creature and carry it into the water with you, right click will simply release them. You can, of course, left click to bite the prey you're carrying. The left control is a tail smack. Hyneria has a few unique states. The first is disliked presence, which can occur to both wild and tamed ones. The way they work are a bit different. Since Hyneria prefers to be alone, it does not like the presence of other wild Hyneria while in combat. If it gets too close to one while attacking, it will attempt to flee. Once this fleeing state is triggered, it has 30 seconds to get out of range or else it will receive this debuff. While the dislike presence debuff is active, Hyneria will receive an additional 25% damage for 30 seconds. For tamed ones, the second it begins to try to attack near another tamed or allied Hyneria, it will receive the debuff. Once the buff is active, you must either not engage in combat, which means either take damage or deal damage, for 10 seconds, or exit the range of the other tamed or allied Hyneria. Once either of these two things are done, the debuff timer will start counting down from 30 seconds. When the timer is active, if you engage in combat again, or come in close proximity to another tamed or allied Hyneria, the timer will reset. The second state is Hyneria's relaxed mode, which allows it to heal and removes all currently active debuffs. This mode is also required in order for Hyneria to mate. To activate this mode, Hyneria must not perform any attacks, take damage, or sprint for 3 minutes. If you do any of these things, the timer will reset. If you receive the dislike presence debuff, this timer will be extended to 6 minutes. Once in relaxed mode, you will notice that its animations are slowed down a bit, and it generally looks more relaxed. The proper way to exit this state is by pressing C to bellow, or using the radial wheel to bellow. If you just hop on Hyneria and sprint, or use an attack without properly taking it out of its relaxed state, you will cause it to enter its third unique state, panic mode. It is a debuff which lasts 60 seconds, increasing stamina usage and causes Hyneria to do 10% less damage. Aside from exiting its relaxed state too quickly, Hyneria can enter panic mode if it receives too much damage in a short amount of time. When entering this state, it lets out a bellow more exaggerated than the regular bellow. A few other quick notes. Hyneria are immune to the Ammonite Bile debuff and all forms of electrocution and bleed. Hyneria is not fast by any means, though when sprinting it can pick up the pace quite a bit. Like the Piranha baby Hyneria cannot leave the water. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to join our Discord using the link in the description below. Bye!